Yo, what's good? It's your boy South 706. This community podcast. I just thought about this, but we don't number any episodes. I thought, is that a bad thing? But I think we might have to start numbering our episodes so we kind of keep track of things, but might do that later. Anyways, we got the usual suspects, Adolphus Savage, Marcus Sniffles, and Ellie. What's good, y'all?
Hola.
Committee gang, we in here.
¿Cómo estás? Muy bueno. Tú eres bonita.
No seas estúpido. Don't just say random shit in Spanish. All right, that's a pet peeve. Okay.
Cállate.
Cállate tú, oye. Qué vaina.
Buenos noches. ¿Cómo estás?
Underlay, mama, uh-oh.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Cocaína. Cocaína. So, anyways,
speaking of which, Adolphus
got that nose candy popping, got that China white, that eggshell white.
Nah, my grandma's actually tuned in, so there'll be none of that. So thank you. Shout out to my grandma.
So shout out to our bilingual brothers and sisters out there. We're trying to expand, you know what I'm saying? We're not about the wall life, come on in. So we're going to start with the worst tweets of the week. Like usual, this week has been a particularly bad week for Twitter because people out here wilding out like usual. So I got this one dude I bang with a little bit on Twitter. His name is @MattNAQ. He's from Astoria, Queens. So shout out to New York. So no woo woo till after we read his tweet. This man said without any hesitation, without any pause, with full confidence. This man said that Breaking Bad is better than Game of Thrones. Don't get it fucked up. I was like, okay, cool, if that's what you want to believe. Then I had to do a little heat check, see what he was really talking about or whatever. And I said, all right, cool. Is Breaking Bad better than The Sopranos? He said, yes, absolutely. And I love The Sopranos too. Bruh, Breaking Bad is cool. And I'll give you this, the best TV show, like the best non-premium channel TV show. There's no way in hell Breaking Bad is better than Sopranos and Game of Thrones, bro. Like, let's not do that. That's a bit premature. And he's trying to say, like, oh, people act like Breaking Bad came out, it wasn't good, blah, blah. Bro, Breaking Bad ain't been out that long, so you got to give it time to breathe. Like, Sopranos been out, shit, at least been over for almost, when, 2014? It's been over quite a while, and people still revere it.
Years.
Yeah, people still revere it as like one of the greatest TV shows of all time. So to say that is a bit out of control and a bit reckless.
To me, is it really that bad of a thing to say? I mean, I don't really necessarily think it's the worst tweet of the week.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either because I haven't seen not one single episode of Game of Thrones, but I'm willing to bet that Breaking Bad is better than Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones might be more exciting. I'm not gonna say it's a bad show, but I'm willing to put my money behind the writing and the acting behind Breaking Bad as opposed to the dragons and wizards that are in.
Well, see, that shows your ignorance because you're looking at it from a standpoint, again, a very ignorant standpoint. Game of Thrones is pretty much can guide you through life if you can apply a lot of the principles in the way that those characters.
That's not so dramatic. It can guide you.
I'm dead serious, dog. Like, I be at work thinking, like, damn, dog, this dude is like Littlefinger. This lady's like Cersei. Like, I gotta carry myself like I'm Jon Snow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. Like, in the books are.
You can say the same for Breaking Bad. You're talking about a family, wholesome man doing everything he can, applying his talents into areas where he could provide for his family and his future.
Okay, yeah, he did that, but then once he got to the point where he could achieve all those goals, he continued to sling that blue meth. So he clearly had a problem.
And the lesson of that is maybe don't be so greedy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
there's still life lessons in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of life lessons in Breaking Bad. Also, it shows the character arc of a single person and what kind of reactions will happen based on what you do. Game of Thrones seems to be like it's the main character is the entire universe of Game of Thrones. There's not really one main guy you focus on. It's like a lot of different moving parts.
And this is clearly somebody that's never seen a single episode of Game of Thrones. You sound crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you. Once you start watching Game of Thrones, you're gonna be mad that you didn't catch.
From the people that I heard that have talked about it, they talk about a million different characters every episode. People are catching L's all the time. Main characters, bystanders just die off, and it's just all right. No, you can't tell me that doesn't happen because people talk about main characters dying all the time. They don't really. I'm willing to bet, and I'm just shooting from half court. I'm willing to bet that the character development on Breaking Bad is better than Game of Thrones.
I don't know. They
definitely not true because
there's only story up.
There's only like three main characters on Breaking Bad, like or maybe really two. And
yeah, but if you
from a wholesome dad to a meth-selling murderer psychopath, and then you have a semi-wholesome guy to a depressed dope fiend. Like, where's the arc at? Like in this show, you actually see.
What did you just explain? Are you not listening to yourself? You just explained the arc.
That's not an arc. That's like part one and part two. You have in Game of Thrones, you have like entire families growing up and developing into completely different people and going through different things in their lives. That is more interesting than the guy that got greedy cooking meth and ended up dying.
That's like a Cliff Notes version of that show, but all right.
Okay, well, I've seen it. I try to watch it 2 times. I'm not saying it's not a great show, but to say this better, to jump out the window and say it's better than Sopranos and Game of Thrones that hasn't finished. Let's be clear about that. Game of Thrones is still in progress, so that's kind of a super piping hot take.
Game of Thrones shouldn't even be in the discussion since it's not done.
But I think it's a general consensus, like, even though Power is still on, people are going to revere that as one of the all-time great shows. Like, it's on the wire level.
No, they're not.
Already.
No, they're not.
I wouldn't say that.
They're not doing that.
I say that Power, they did say that 50 Cent had issues with Power because he wanted to get more episodes. A lot of the complaints about Power this season was just really predictable. And you could tell this kind of rushed because they wanted to add more episodes to, develop the story a little bit more. But Starz is like, nah. And I feel that's mad disrespectful to 50 Cent. It's mad disrespectful to 50 Cent. They should be on Starz in the first place. Like, Power could easily be an HBO show. Like, they had a better budget. I'm guessing that HBO probably deals out a lot more money for these shows. It would be a top tier show, and like nobody really talks about Power outside of, Black people. Power could be it should be everybody should be talking about the show, but it doesn't get the type of respect or backing the other shows get. Allegedly, they're talking about putting Power on Netflix, so I think it'd be very good for their brand because it'll be more accessible to more people and you could binge watch it, and that's apparently the thing to do. But moving on from that tweet, the second tweet I'm gonna go with is from @AndrewShows, who was talking about Kaepernick, and he was pretty much saying that, and he has some good points. His first point was like, if Kaepernick had murdered somebody or raped somebody or whatever, he'd be in the league. And he was like, oh, I don't agree with the kneeling part, which I still don't understand at this point how you can't agree with that. He went on to say that he agreed with somebody in his mention saying he's whack at football, no doubt. But it's his morality is keeping him out the league. I think he's far more moral than active players. And like in that little tweet thread, people kept jumping in there talking about, oh yeah, Kaepernick's sorry, he should have knelt for the flag. He's trash. I'm like, bruh, Kaepernick could clearly start for maybe 3 teams in the AFC South. He could be every team in the NFL's backup right now. So you can't say somebody's whack, but they could start in the NFL. Like, those two things don't go together. And if you discount his stats last year, he had 16 touchdowns, 4 receptions. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, well, that's garbage time. Well, Blake Bortles got a lot of his stats in garbage time too, but he still has managed to keep a job. So what are we really talking about here?
Okay, why are we always bringing up Blake Bortles?
No, that was a specific reference because I had Blake Bortles in fantasy football, and he got a lot of points in garbage time. And it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect, but there are Jaguars fans that made the push or were considering like, hey, why haven't we thought about signing this guy? And it's even more disrespectful where like how Cutler got signed with the Dolphins. Okay, I can see, they got Adam Gase, Adam Gase, right?
Yeah, Adam Gase, you got it.
His former OC. Like you can argue, hey, that's an easier transition because he knows terminology, he knows the playbook. But to even have a report that they were considering bringing in Timothy Tebow, that's disrespectful to the fans. It's disrespectful to any other quarterback not named Tim Tebow, and it's especially disrespectful to Kaepernick, who shouldn't have this issue getting a job. This is
the God QB. All he does is win. The most winning quarterback ever.
Well, but see, and even what we have to figure out on that one is they have already said that what they were going to do, Cutler was going to be the starter. Anybody else that was going to come in was going to be Matt Moore's backup. So I give the Dolphins a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. I think what a lot of people are skipping over is the Ravens. You bring in a realtor, really? Like a guy that played football years ago? Come on. Like that, like, come on. Like, let's get serious. And then from what I was reading today, this dude, John or James Wooten, was trying to set up like a summit meeting for Colin Kaepernick, basically similar to when Muhammad Ali was trying to get reinstated in boxing, where basically you have like all the black elites show up and show support and, you know, try to get him back in. But I'm like, okay, even that, Muhammad Ali, you were drafted, you decided not to go, you didn't want to serve your country. That's completely different from what Kaepernick has done. Like he didn't disrespect our servicemen and women. So it's kind of like, why even do all that? So I mean, with the Dolphins. So. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, some people think that he did. I'm not saying I think so, but that's part of the issue, that people think that he was disrespecting the servicemen and women and the police officers and those who wear a uniform. And what they're not
pig socks.
Right, with the pig socks, exactly. What they're not doing is separating the message from the people, like overall, as far as how the country is. But some people can't disassociate it, and that's why he still has an issue today.
Yeah, because you could say, hey, you know what? Maybe he could have gone about his quote unquote protest a better way. And then after that, ask him, okay, so what do you think about his actual issues? What do you think about that? And all of a sudden, they really have nothing to add to the conversation.
Yeah, they'll just say, oh, he sucks. And it's just like, okay, give me how he sucks. And you have essentially 90 quarterbacks that are signed to teams. You can't tell me that he's not one of the top 90 quarterbacks in the world, pro or college.
Yeah, it's funny how people seem to have a short memory, how this guy was in the Super Bowl, what, three years ago?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, not very long.
One questionable pass away from being a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Now you're fighting with the likes of Tim Tebow to get a phone call. Like that's out of control.
I thought Tim Tebow went to baseball.
That's another story to themselves, of him scamming the Mets out of a lot of money and them trying to use him for promotion. That's why they're a terrible baseball franchise. From what little I know about baseball, they'll always be the second son in New York, just like the Jets are the second sons to the Giants in football. But staying on that real quick, now with the Kaepernick thing, a lot of people are saying they're going to boycott the NFL season, which, again, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Shout out to Kanisha.
Shout out to me, too. I said the same thing.
Yeah, I jumped to her mentions, and I wasn't really trying to be disrespectful. I was kind of stirring the pot, I'm not gonna lie. So it's like, okay, you protest the NFL, right? Cool, whatever. What is your end goal? What is your plan? What do you hope to achieve out of this? Like, I can understand if you were maybe in a position where you can organize to get maybe, say, thousands, maybe 500,000 people to boycott the NFL, which would affect the bottom line, which would then get people's attention, because at the end of the day, it's all about making a dollar for them. But to me, I'm not saying necessarily you, but people will use this, oh, I'm going to boycott the NFL, as kind of a, hey, look at me, look what I'm doing. I'm doing something courageous. It's like, you're really not. Like, honestly, you're probably going to be looking crazy every Sunday, like, damn, what am I going to do today? Because all of my friends who are fans of football are watching their team or watching other teams or playing fantasy football, having a blast, and I'm sitting in my house in the dark thinking, I'm doing this. I
100% disagree with you.
So dramatic.
I'm being in the dark. I'm being for real. Like, I don't understand what the goal is. So it's like, okay, you boycott this year, and if you start back and watch next year, what was the point? You didn't really do anything. To be honest with you, you just.
I mean, doing a little something is still better than doing nothing at all and just standing by.
Well, okay, but not boycotting is not doing anything. There's still other ways where you can show support for Kaepernick as far as supporting his foundations or buying his jerseys or buying his paraphernalia.
You can do both.
I mean, you can, but I mean, I'm not at that point where I'm going to boycott the NFL.
Maybe it's like a personal thing where it's just like you don't want to sit around and watch a league that kept a player from trying to do something positive outside of the league because a few people think Black Lives Matters is a terrorist chant, like it might just be a personal thing. Like I can understand someone saying they don't want to watch the NFL anymore. Now, is it going to be, it's not going to be easy because I mean, I'm not in the same boat as far as like boycotting the NFL, but there are things that I have stopped doing that I used to do that were hard to stop doing, but eventually, it's like you put your principles ahead of them at some point. You're just like, all right, I'm not going to do this anymore. No matter how popular it is, no matter how cool it is, it's something that it's a personal choice.
Well, sidebar that again. I spoke to adults about this, and I was going to text him this. I was going to post it on Kanisha's page, but shout out to Freddie Beats too, because he had the same kind of mindset. Again, it's pretty easy to boycott a team that's garbage. Like I can agree. I can see.
Fan, though. If you're talking about Kanisha,
no, I'm not talking. I'm talking about Freddie Beast. I'm talking about like how you were considering it. Like when you're a long-suffering Jags fan, it might do you good not to watch them for a season, man, just for your mental stability.
I mean, but that to me, that's taking a cheap cop out because if you have someone the caliber of a Kanisha who is a Patriots fan who clearly beat the Atlanta Falcons for the Super Bowl championship, by the way. If you have something like her, she's willing to not watch championship football because of something that she believes in. I mean, you can't sit here.
Well, that's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum too. Because my team, I just watched my team win a Super Bowl, so it's like you could take a break. It's like you have nothing to look for. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. She just watched her team win the Super Bowl. Now she's like, hey, I can boycott because at the end of the day, she can talk, hey, my team is Super Bowl championships. I don't care what happens. I'm good.
Yo, you know damn well if the Falcons would have held on to that 25-point lead and won the Super Bowl, you wouldn't be inclined to be like, oh, this season doesn't matter. We won the Super Bowl last year. You'd be like, okay, let's try to repeat as Super Bowl champions. You wouldn't be like, oh, this season doesn't matter.
Opening day, I guarantee you, if they had won.
He would have been in Atlanta. He would have been in Atlanta for the home opener to see them get the trophy presentation. What are you talking about?
And again, this is two totally different things. I'm not talking about protesting either. So that's
I understand that.
That has nothing to do with it.
We're talking about the opposite ends of the spectrum.
And also, I don't know Kanisha's level of fandom either, though. I don't know if she's casual fan.
She's pretty into football. I mean, don't discount her because she's a woman.
I never said
her name on iTunes is.
All I'm saying is I don't know her dedication to football. Or something. Whatever. It's something with Boston. All I'm saying is I think that type of protest is a bit disingenuous because at the end of the day, like, okay, if you're going to do it, there's no need to broadcast it, right? Cool, just do it and go about your business. The broadcast.
But every time there is a podcast, not podcast, I'm so sorry. Every time it is a protest, people, they broadcast it. Even if you don't want to. Like, even with me, when I had posted about it, I didn't say I was going to boycott. I said, watching the NFL this year is going to come down to a game time decision. And everybody kind of just knew what I was talking about, but I didn't have to come out and say, hey, everybody, I'm boycotting.
Yeah, and that's what I meant. I might have come off wrong, but I didn't say her specifically, but I think there are people that are going that route for attention.
There's always people out there doing something for attention, but if you don't say it, if you don't tell anybody, then how are people going to know, like people that support you, people that stand with you in your protest, how are you going to reach those other people?
Against you. Sorry.
I didn't. What'd you say?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I'm saying, but the other part of that is to educate people who are against you, who don't understand why you're protesting. That's why you also have to speak out and be vocal about your beliefs.
Well, just because I'm not protesting doesn't mean I'm against her. It just means I want to watch the Falcons play football. So,
but there are people who are against it.
Okay.
So, example, coming up soon, I'm gonna do the protest in Manhattan, right, in support of Colin Kaepernick.
It's not a protest; it is a rally. Let's not spread misinformation. No, because when you say it's a protest, that's when the cops will start arresting people and stuff like that. That's why they're trying to frame it as a rally, you know, a gathering for support. So let's not do that.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts of that? I'm curious.
It's cool. I mean, if I'm available, I might head out there, but
actually, go ahead.
That's a way that I can show support. But again, that doesn't mean I believe any less in his cause by watching the NFL, because again, it's
but that rally is going to be in front of the headquarters, the NFL headquarters here in Manhattan.
Yeah, I got that. I'm just saying, just because I do that and still watch the Falcons doesn't mean I believe any less in his cause. You know what I'm saying? They're not mutually exclusive.
I mean, maybe that's
that's what I'm saying. No, guilty conscience. Again, the NFL is run by a bunch of rich billionaire white people. Like these are the breaks. That's what it is, man. Like,
I actually think a rally for Kaepernick is probably the best route to go with. Instead of sitting at home not watching the game, like go to, if you have a local team, go to the stadium with a few of your friends, hold up some signs, show your support from there. Like make it a more public thing, don't make it an anti-NFL thing, make it a pro-Kaepernick thing. And I mean, apparently the NFL owners are listening to certain fans. That's why Colin Kaepernick hasn't been signed. So if we can get more fans to get out there, well, that's what those are their words. They're saying that we need to talk to the fans.
Well, we all know those words are super hollow.
But that's what they said. So you need to make them eat their words. Get a bunch of fans, go to the Manhattan rally, go to the
I'll be there.
Yeah, go to the Ravens home opener, go to the Jets home opener. Show your support for Colin Kaepernick, and maybe because the NFL owners apparently care that much about what the fans think, maybe they'll see you and change their minds. Because at some point, it's like, why are you listening to the fans that are against Colin Kaepernick and not listening to the fans that support him? That's and that answer will tell you everything you need to know about your team's ownership.
We already know what that answer is. They only care about a certain group of fans because that certain group of fans moves the needle. Look at the commercials they show for football games. They cater to a specific audience. You already know what it is. So again, and that's why I say the I don't know, it's weird. I feel like with Black people, and it's documented, and it's a fact that we spend the most money. We move the needle when it comes to consuming products and whatnot. But with something as big as the NFL, even with our spending power, it still wouldn't affect the bottom line, if that makes sense, in that situation. So, but that's a quick little sidebar. Again, if you support Kaepernick, or you support boycotting the NFL because of Kaepernick, that's cool. If you don't, still gonna watch games, that's also cool too. Those things don't have to be mutually exclusive, if that makes sense. So
I would like to put out real quick before we transition. I myself am also going to boycott the NFL right now. I'm going until Kaepernick is signed. If not, I'm just going to do 8 games.
I can respect that. That's what's up, man. That is what's up.
I'm going to keep watching games. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch games. But I will continue to, tweet out, like, when a real estate agent gets signed that wasn't playing in the NFL last year, I will continue to show my support for Kaepernick. I have on my Instagram page for about 3 weeks posted a picture about Kaepernick, asking people questions about, why are y'all mad at him? Do you know what he's doing? Are you just mad about him kneeling? Like, why are you still upset? And no one seems to want to talk to me about it. So
exactly,
that's where I'm at.
He said he was gonna stop.
Well, it is what it is. So yeah, next thing we want to talk about. I know me and Adolphus had this conversation. Women and y'all's makeup. Again, I'm not a woman. I don't know the struggles of wearing makeup. I don't really get it too much, to be honest with you.
What is there to get?
Why? Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Why do women wear makeup?
Well, I feel like we all have our own little personal reasons. I can only answer for myself. I wear makeup when I feel like wearing makeup because I feel like it makes me just feel better. I look prettier. I'm brighter. I'm shinier. Whatever. The thing that you guys need to get out of your head is we don't wear makeup for just you.
But maybe 60% of the time, probably.
Like girls are gonna, huh?
Maybe 60% of the time, but continue.
Oh, okay. That's being generous.
Okay.
You guys have this idea in your head that we're gonna wear makeup, we're gonna do all these things just to impress you. And the mornings where I actually feel like putting on makeup is because, I don't know, I'm bored with my look. Let me try it. Or I just saw a new way to do my eyeliner. Let me try that out. It has nothing to do with the male.
Okay, so
I don't get what are your thoughts?
Again, that's part of it. So again, you said it is a type of confidence builder, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that don't make you feel confident about yourself, or women in general? Let's not just say you.
Hella personal. You can back up on my personal.
I said women in general. I didn't say you. I meant like women in general. What are some of the things? Actually, I'll tell you what some of the things are.
Probably. Oh,
jeez!
Tell me.
Wow.
Let me mansplain.
The views of South Breeze. Go ahead.
Let me mansplain. So I think that one of the issues, one of the reasons that women put on a lot of makeup and stuff like that, and do their hair is because they're not confident in themselves, right? Part of that is probably
not fully confident in themselves. I'm not saying that we're not confident in ourselves. We're beautiful with or without makeup. But the fact that we put on makeup sometimes is just to make ourselves feel better, enhance certain features that we do enjoy, that we like.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm not willing to go down that. I'm not willing to go down that path because there's plenty confident, beautiful women that wear makeup just because. Like I don't think it has to do that much with confidence. There might be like a small percentage that do it, but I don't think it's like a lot, honestly.
How do you want to represent yourself? You guys go out, you get shape ups, you got your wave game, you do all this other bullshit, right? So that way you feel good and you look good. We can do it too. Because you're looking at us wearing makeup like it's a piece of shit or something, or we're doing it for y'all to impress y'all.
My chest.
No.
My chest.
Well, the thing is, again, those are two completely separate different things, right?
How so?
Nobody spends what, an average of, I don't know, 3 hours a week getting tape ups, right? That doesn't happen. And with the waves thing, that's more of a height, like personal hygiene. I understand women do their hair, but it's not that same level. Like,
well, there is a thing where people have like there's beard ointments and beard brush, like the whole beard game is totally different. It has changed within the last like 3 years.
Yeah, that's on some
thing going. I just want to do this right here. This is something that was said years ago that stuck with me for so long when it comes to women. And I apply this all the time because I do see women that are naturally beautiful without the makeup. L, you're a beautiful woman with or without the makeup, with or without your face being. Listen to this.
Thank you. Let's see.
Oh my God.
It said,
there's a butt.
Sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on.
We quote the Drake.
The prettiest. I hope that you don't take
it. We're quoting Drake right now.
Drake.
Wow.
Drizzy Drake.
All this Drake slander. And we're gonna come through and start quoting Drake. Wow, I would have never.
Because to me, that is something that has always been privileged. Like,
baby, you my everything. You all I ever
honestly,
wanted.
to me, makeup can make or break you because if your eyeshadow looks crazy, if your eyebrows aren't done, if your mascara, you choose the wrong colors there, it can take you from being a decent looking person, a good looking woman, and it can drag you all the way down. So you really have to be careful with some of that. Okay. And it's like I've seen women that look like clowns.
I've actually told a girl she looked like a clown one time because she had makeup on.
Wow.
Sure.
Savage
You're
life.
saying
Savage.
selectiveness of colors. You know, we can wear color mascara now. That's new. Color eyeliner. But she looks crazy to you. She don't feel crazy to herself.
She looked crazy to everybody. She looked crazy.
No.
She like Ronald McDonald's cousin.
Really, when she put it on, she did that shit in the mirror and she liked what she saw. So whether or not you appreciate it or not, it's two different things. She decided to work out her household because she felt good about herself.
Well, then why did she get so offended when I said she looked like a clown?
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Because maybe later on, she looks at pictures, she's like, shit. My concealer was too damn light, and it was my white under there. And it doesn't look right. Look like a raccoon or whatever the case is.
Yeah,
but that's later on. At the moment, she felt good.
You can't go up to any woman and tell her that she looks like a clown for wearing too much makeup, and then wonder why she got offended by that. Like, come on,
exactly.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do both. Yes, you can. If she was so confident in her great makeup, then she like.
Okay, you said she looked like a clown. That's disrespectful.
Because she did look like a clown.
Let me tell you something. You tell me I look like a clown, I'm gonna be like, "Fuck you! Don't tell me that shit. I don't care."
That's you.
Like,
I don't care.
And see, that's a completely different reaction. She didn't have that reaction. She didn't have that same energy. But this was like 10 years ago. So
I mean,
that doesn't just like used to be.
That doesn't mean she's not confident. That just means that you're being rude. That's what that is.
I most definitely was being rude, but
or maybe she actually cared about your opinion to where you saying something like that, it hurt her feelings.
I think she realized.
Some people care about other people's opinions, some people don't.
Anyway,
well, then my thing is why so you guys do it for yourselves, basically.
I'm gonna say the majority of the time, yes, we do it for ourselves. We want to look good. Maybe occasionally we do a little bit extra if we're trying to look for somebody, be it a man or a woman, whatever the case is. But I just really need for you guys to get out of your heads like, oh, woman puts on makeup is because she's trying to get a man. That's the only reason why we put our makeup for a woman.
Let's not overgeneralize because clearly at least two out of three of us can have confirmed that we don't prefer makeup. That's the kind of point I'm trying to circle around to. Is that a lot of women folk, I feel they worry about the wrong things, right? So
and we do too. But go ahead.
Okay, but it's not the same thing because we don't spend hours a day with 30 bottles of product and 80 combs trying to get a look for an hour or two.
That's overgeneralizing, but I mean, I agree with what Elle is saying.
Okay, being that you've dealt with like 1,000 women folk, and you know this is the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Don't throw me under the bus because I haven't dealt with 1,000 women folks.
I'm just saying,
I do know. I mean, it's the truth though. Like I could tell the difference when my girl gets her face beat, and it does look good. Like I do appreciate it, but the everyday makeup stuff, sometimes I'm just like, you know, come on, I'm ready to go. Like, come on, let's go. Just slap your ponytail and let's ride out, you know?
Who I am. Accept me for who I am.
Then don't put on makeup. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because Adolphus is gonna be PC. Adolphus is gonna be PC.
I'm not gonna be PC.
Let's go. What's up?
Okay, with the makeup thing, I think that some women worry about the wrong things regarding makeup. My thing is,
I'm out of here.
Why don't you take those 3 hours a week on average that you use putting on makeup and head down to the local LA Fitness and get on that.
God damn, come on.
Who says I don't?
Get that ab work
in. Who says I don't?
I'm not saying you.
Who says I don't?
I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying all women don't. But there are some women.
Who says this woman cares about her figure? Who says that she cares about that? Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she only cares about her face. Maybe she only cares about makeup.
Look, I have receipts. I have receipts. I'm not gonna expose you. Yes, yeah. I'm not gonna expose you. But again, Kanye West. Let me finish. You spoke. Let me speak. All right, so Kanye West had a song called Paranoid, where in the hook said, you worry about the wrong things, the wrong things. Exactly. So again, I'm not saying there's not a balance between both. Again, sometimes you want to put up your makeup, you want to look, dolled up and whatnot, which is cool. Which sometimes that can be.
Different.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Which is appreciated. Cool, I can understand that. But in the same breath, spend some of that time working on the things that are real, if that makes sense.
I mean, but that may be your preference. So, like, I kind of like a little cushion in my cushion.
Let me know when it's my turn. Let me know when you're done.
I'm not saying it's just my preference, but again, you
also
can't be. Can I finish? Can I get these hot takes off? Jesus.
Take some trash.
I've been waiting all week to get these takes off. All right. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you can do makeup stuff, but just take some of that time to invest in yourself. Invest in your health. Invest in health as well. Invest in your body. Invest in your time in the gym. Get your green juices popping, because that's what's gonna last. Again, you can't cover up a bad lifestyle, a bad diet with makeup. It's only gonna take you so far, ladies.
But that's not gonna be everything. That's not everybody.
And I'm not saying it's everybody. I'm not generalizing. I'm saying all women. I'm just trying to give out some tips as a man, as a guy that doesn't. Again, most guys, a lot of guys, and again, I'm not trying to generalize, but most of the guys I talk to, they're not really keen on the makeup thing. Like Adolphus references to Drake first. That's cool. We don't need you to do all that stuff. You look fine just the way you are. And then have confidence in yourself without all the makeup.
I feel like that's the point.
Be my cutie.
Hang on. I feel like that's the point. You keep on saying like they're worrying about the wrong thing when they put on makeup. When you say that, you're assuming that they're putting on makeup for you. They might not be.
Here we go. God damn it.
Thank you.
They might not be.
Chester.
That's a happy married man speaking right there.
Like, you just keep saying it. It's just like, like you're saying like, oh, well, you need to invest in your mental health. Like some women do that for their mental health. That's the thing.
When you work on your physique, like we're working on our physique just to impress you. Who the fuck do you think you are? If I'm gonna work on my physique, I'm gonna do it for me. I'm gonna do it for me. Because I want to feel better and I want to look good.
Okay.
I mean, what I want to say is, because I don't want my name drugged through the mud. If you're gonna do the makeup, if you're getting your face beat for a special occasion, I don't mind it. For the day-to-day stuff, I've been with women where I'd be like, hey, you know what? This new movie's coming out. I got tickets, blah, blah, blah. My eyebrows aren't done. I can't go. Don't let like your makeup be a deterrent from you having fun, from living life. Like some women do that. I know women that would wake up an hour or two earlier than what they're supposed to. Have to be to work at 8, commute, they need to leave at 7. They'll wake up at 5 to ensure that makeup's done. You're risking your life driving through traffic to make sure that that's all done. And I know you guys probably have short commutes, but here in the city of Charlotte, we have the longer ones. You'll risk your life, and it's for what? You're married. We don't care about your makeup. Whoop-de-doo. That's my whole point.
You don't care what you think. That's my point.
But they do care what we think.
How did you say that? Y'all do care what we think. Oh my goodness.
If you were walking by and me and South Breeze were talking, and I was like, damn, her eyelashes are fucked. You'd be deep down inside. That'd be a nice blow to you. You can't front now. We could be random guys. If we said her eyebrows are trash or just whatever, oh my God, her mascara is, it's going to hurt your feelings a little bit. So you can't sit here and act like you're Wonder Woman and it doesn't matter to you, because it does.
Okay.
Everybody wants to know that you still got the juice.
I'm going to defer to women on what
well, that's because you're a closet homo. I mean, I'm just keeping it on. You always defer to women.
And what's wrong with that if he was?
Hang on a second.
You might be a metrosexual. I don't know.
As a man, hang on. As a man, why would I have an opinion on makeup? Like, I don't wear makeup. If you want to wear makeup,
what the hell does your shirt say?
If you want to wear makeup, wear makeup.
What's your shirt say, sir? Please. Oh my God!
If you want to wear makeup, wear makeup. If you don't want to wear makeup, don't wear makeup. That's all I got. I'm done with this one. I don't want any more of this conversation.
So let me ask you this.
That's all it should be. I don't feel like every day putting on makeup, but when I do it because I feel like doing it, and that's it.
Even if somebody tells you that, hey, you look great, you don't need to put on all that makeup. You're still gonna be like, I'm gonna do it anyways. Like that's counterproductive in my opinion.
What you guys also don't understand is makeup is an art.
It is.
Like,
are you an artist?
It is a skill.
Do you get?
She could be an artist.
Wow.
If you do your makeup well, absolutely. Okay. Do you not understand? You have to mix the foundation sometimes, mix the colors to make sure you get the perfect match, because that's a whole other separate issue about certain foundations and certain brands not carrying every single skin tone.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that at that. And then you have to understand when it comes to the eye makeup, your eyeliner, forget about it. That's a whole other skill. Your hand needs to be steady. Do you want a thicker one? Do you want a medium one? Do you want the wing all the way to the top?
You know what? I have a question real quick.
You have 2 eyes.
I have a question real quick.
2 eyes.
I have a question.
What?
Okay, now.
Yes.
You wear makeup, I'm going to consider maybe often, right? Or sometimes.
Once in a while.
Okay. I'm balding, right? We all know you guys were making fun of me at the wedding. You said I'm balding.
Come home. Hashtag come home.
Not me. Now you won't. Not me.
If I were to draw on a tape up, how would you feel? And would I really say I'm drawing on a tape up for myself or wearing black ice for myself? Because sometimes I feel like it's that. Like, I've seen, and wait, let me tone my voice down. I'm so sorry. I have a cousin named Carsey, and she can work miracles on women. But this is the beat territory. Work them to where it's like if you woke up and that makeup was off, you'd be like, who in the world was I just with? And so it comes a point where makeup is actually unfair too, because I know some women that are artistic enough to turn a 5 into a dime. So that's another issue that I have with makeup. Any other thoughts, Mr. Porn Star in Training over there, Mr. Marcus?
Is that what his shirt says?
I got nothing. If a woman wants to wear makeup, then wear makeup. If you don't, then don't. But that's all I got, man.
Again, I feel that the thing with makeup is, I feel that women wear makeup in the way that guys wear like sneakers sometimes. It's not necessarily to impress most women, but it's more or less to impress other guys. So that's my little quick hot take on that one. So, but yeah, that was interesting. Again, just to be clear, I'm not saying you don't have to wear makeup. You can do whatever you want to, but again, invest that same time and that same skill into taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. Take care of yourself in the kitchen and at the gym, because that'll take you a lot farther than foundation and lip gloss ever will, unless you're a prostitute. So,
shout out to my waitress the other week at Outback. She had her face beat. I did tip her a little extra just to let y'all know.
I've never heard of this term face beat until today, for the record.
I'll show you pictures, man. Like getting your face beat is on another level. Like that's what you do if you're going to like special occasions, things like that. Like your
like the catfish,
weddings.
Like the catfish somebody.
Not really catfish, but I guess yeah.
Okay, all right, that's what's up.
We turning 5s to dimes. So I had a topic myself that actually stole from last week's guest, Freddie Beats. He was basically talking about like stereotypical movies, things of that nature. I do want to give a shout out to Kidnap, that is out and probably terrible, by Halle Berry. She always plays in stereotypical films.
Academy Award winning Halle Berry.
They just gave it to her because she's black.
She's doing it because she's bored. That's all that is.
She's not getting it.
It's not good.
For the record, I told the Dolphins, and I'm not going to say that. Never mind. Continue.
Say it.
Nope. Continue.
Yeah, go ahead and say it, man. We're unfiltered here.
I've already apparently dug myself into a hole that I won't be able to get out of. So I'm gonna leave that there. Shout out to Swordfish. It was probably the last Halle Berry movie I watched.
Oh wow, yeah, I like the swordfish. I don't remember anything about it, but you know her scene. But we're talking about stereotypical films here. I kind of want to get you guys' thoughts as far as in the Black community, in the Spanish community, and in all communities. How do you guys feel about like just stereotypical roles, stereotypical movies for your brethren? I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off to Marcus. How do you feel? I know that we finally got another Black superhero movie. Thank God, Black Panther. But what are your thoughts on stereotypical movies?
I feel like they're kind of getting away from stereotypical movies, especially Black ones. They're not really making the typical like hood drug dealer comedy movies anymore. They're starting to put out some movies where Black people have they're showing a little bit more range in what they can do and who they are, and showing people that Black people are people, that we can be funny, we can be angry, we can be depressed, we can have all sorts of different emotions. I mean, if you look within just the last 5 years, we've had a lot of great movies with Black leads, and they're pretty much all different kinds of movies. And the way to help that is by hiring Black writers, hiring Black directors, hiring Black producers, and getting them into the room to get our voices out there. Now, I will say it's getting better for Black people. I feel like it's getting, I don't know if I can speak on it for brown people. I feel like it's getting better for them, but if I were like Middle Eastern or Asian, I would still be pretty heated about the way I'm depicted on TV and in movies. Because if you're Middle Eastern, you're a terrorist. If you're Asian, you're just a smart nerd, and that's the stereotypes that's still going on. So, I mean, that's something that needs to be worked on. But I feel like Black people have kind of we're getting out of that box.
Okay, I can definitely understand that one. For me, two of the hottest Black films out right now: Girls Trip, which was a great movie. Judging by the people on this panel, I know who hasn't seen it. Great movie, kind of stereotypical. Like it was something that I pretty much depicted what was going to happen all the way through, because we see these movies all the time. Another movie that you guys may not have seen.
How was it stereotypical?
It was 4 girls. You had a couple of them that were single. One, Queen Latifah's role, was going through some financial struggle. One girl was hiding the fact that she had some issues with her marriage. One girl just got fired. She was extremely hood. One girl was a goody good. She was basically.
I kind of feel like we're not on the same page when we talk about like stereotypical movies. When you say that, I guess I was expecting you to say like, oh, they're all hood rats or something like that, you know. But
no.
Like even Girls Trip, every character in that movie was different. They were all different.
Yeah, they're different characters.
If I was to say anything negative about Girls Trip, I would say it's like a stereotypical comedy, because you can name like 5 of the movies that have been done like that, where a group of friends get together and, you know, have a wild weekend somewhere. That's just a stereotypical movie.
And I kind of think it's I'm sorry. So you think it's I mean, but on our end, we've had a lot of movies like that. And like the newest movie in the streets, Plug Love. Everybody's ranting and raving. I know you guys are up north. You may not have heard of it. Some of you. Plug Love, standard ghetto movie. Trap niggas, trap queen, blah, blah, blah. They're fighting over, people get killed, selling drugs. This is all we can do in Detroit. Once again, fits more into the stereotypes as usual. And I mean, from what I'm trying to, I guess, grasp a little bit more of what Marcus was talking about, like with the non-stereotypical movies, like outside of Denzel, to me, everybody else plays in the same roles. It's Tyler Perry and his crew, and then Denzel gets the different stuff, but everybody else is like the same roles, the same movies. Like you don't see anything that's like new and popping. I mean, I know the Star Wars before last, it was a lot different. There was some changes going on, but it was an uproar about one of the lead characters being black. But I mean, it was good that we're out here challenging.
That was fake news.
Well, allegedly, I don't know. It's fake news.
The only reason I'll say it's fake news, I did hear that same thing about John Boyega being. He wasn't like he was the main character. He was the star. The star was really the female lead. I don't know her name. She did a great job. I'm surprised that actually people weren't making a big deal about that. Also, they probably were.
No, they were.
But I know we went to go see. I went to go see the movie a couple, maybe a month after it came out. It was a couple weeks, and it was packed to the brim. So shout out to all the fake people that were getting mad about that. That they all clearly showed up to the movie. So. And my thing is, I was like, how are you being mad about a black lead character in a sci-fi fantasy movie where you have all kinds of creatures and all kinds of wild shit going on like that? I feel like that's one of the things you shouldn't worry about. I'd be more concerned about the development of the storyline because it seems like they're just repeating New Hope, Emperor Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi again. Like, show me something different. Like, shout out to Star Wars.
Yeah, shout out to Star Wars. So what about you from the Spanish perspective? Do you kind of feel like you guys kind of get a lot of the same roles, same movies, things of that nature?
Yeah, pretty much. I feel as though we're always, the funny Mexican, even though we're not all Mexican. I don't feel like there's that much growth or like the best friend as Mexican. But again, we're not all Mexican. And that's the issue that I see a lot of times when it comes to movies. Although there's that one actor in particular, which I know his face so much that I feel bad I don't know his name by now. But he's kind of breaking the mold a little bit. He's doing that one movie. So it's not ignorant. You know what, the white guy, like they're doing a remake with like the cops. You know what I'm talking about?
Remake with cops.
No.
Michael Pena?
I think that's it.
He's doing like a Chips remake.
Oh, yes! Chips, okay.
Yeah, well that dude is a legit like good actor though. Like he's a great actor.
He's a good actor.
And The Watch was a very good movie.
That's what I'm saying. I feel so bad I don't know his name. No, I know his work, and he's a phenomenal actor, and I think he represents us well.
Well,
even if you look at his movies, he always typically has the same roles. At least getting closer to now, it's a little bit different. I feel like he's breaking the mold just a little bit.
Well, I think the sad part about that is like, for me, he's like the Spanish actor. Like he's the guy. Like there's not any more of them. I feel like he's the guy that you go to for if you need like a good Spanish actor. And I know for like Spanish stereotypes, they always make like the women. They're always like the fiery, feisty girlfriends, and the men are usually like Rico Suave type guys, and it's kind of like, all right, man, like we get it, like
it's exhausting.
But the thing is that's why you need that's why we need to have more Spanish people in the writing room and in the director's chair and producing ideas, because it's one thing to have a Spanish character on the screen. It's another thing to have a Spanish character on the screen speaking from a white person's perspective or even a black person's perspective. You need to get that Spanish character needs to have a Spanish voice. So it's like if, what's the blackest show on TV right now? Insecure. Now imagine like if white people wrote that show, how different that show would be. It wouldn't feel the same. The music wouldn't be the same. The dialogue wouldn't be the same. The clothing wouldn't be the same. So that's why you have to have people of color in these important roles. Like we just can't have actors anymore. We need writers, we need directors, we need producers.
I completely agree. I know when it comes to TV, I know we're talking about movies. When it comes to TV, like that show Jane the Virgin, I love that show. But a big reason as to why I love that show so much is because the way that they represent the Hispanic culture, the Latin culture on such a grand level. And it's not in a way that's so stereotypical. They're in Miami, but they're from Venezuela. They're not Cuban, which would have been super stereotypical. So I think it's happening a little bit more on a smaller screen rather than the bigger screen. We'll see, but I agree 100%. We need to have more people in the writing room and directing and in those seats in order to really see a change in the direction of how our people as a whole are represented.
Just to add one last comment on the whole, stereotypical, black movies, but the most profitable movie last year, 2017, was Get Out, and that was
still love that movie.
That was a character that we haven't really seen before. Like, that's a different representation of a black guy. He wasn't the stereotypical thug or hood dude. He was just a regular guy, but he happened to be black.
Blowing out them white backs.
Them yeeks.
Okay, them yeeks. Blowing out them cheeks. But nah, that's what's up. You know what? I'm going to go against the grain on this. We need more stereotypical black movies. What's the last hood classic they put out, man? They kind of burnt out on the hood classics, man. I think the last one might have been Paid in Full, right? Probably.
Dang, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
Okay, well, sorry. Killer Season and then Paid in Full.
Okay, come.
Killer. Hey, shout out to Killer Cam, Dipset, Zeke, Jim Jones. We out here. So real quick, there's a couple real quick things I'm gonna go through. So I'm gonna actually just get one sentence from all y'all from a couple of things real quick. So I know y'all don't really care about this, but I did. So shout out to Devontae Freeman, who agreed to a 5-year, 41 million M's, making him the highest paid NFL running back, which is cool. But to put that in perspective for all y'all that are trying to raise y'all's kids to play football so they can make it to the NFL, the highest NFL running back is equal to the 160th highest player in the MLB and also equal to the 132nd highest player in the NBA. So if your child happens to have any athletic prowess, playing football is probably not the route to go if you're trying to get paid. So, but I found that pretty interesting. As a Falcons fan, shout out to him for getting his bread. He's a very productive player. He's actually top 3 in yards for running backs. Very underrated player. Whatever. All right, so I'm gonna go across the board. I'm starting with Dolphin Savage. What are your thoughts on Trump, Twitter, and Korea? How you feel about that? One sentence.
It is what it is. Y'all voted him. Period.
Shout out to y'all. Marcus, what do you got?
We're all gonna die because someone tweeted.
And Ellie, what you got?
Who has a bigger dick, Kim Jong-un or Donald Trump? Because I feel like that's all it really is. It's a competition. Who has a bigger dick? Who has bigger balls?
I hope that is never proven via pictures. Okay. All right. Let's moving on.
I still like to eat Cheetos, so definitely no.
Okay. Yeah. So y'all heard about the whole. Well, if you didn't hear about this, Michael Vick's wife went on a sex ban because of his absurd comments about Colin Kaepernick. We'll start with Elle. What do you think about that?
I think that's a lie. She wouldn't ban that for her.
Okay, how do you know that? For the sake of this argument, let's say it's not a lie. For entertainment purposes.
I feel like that whole scene was entertainment purposes. I seen the clip. They just needed something to talk about. And that was another way for him to try to clear his name as to how he's not a fucking coon or anything like that. So he's using that as a way to show like, oh no, I really am for the cause. Look, well, I don't believe any of that shit.
Well, anyways, being that you're only girl on the podcast, do you think that is that a real possibility? Like, yo, the shop is closed, you tripping? Is that how it works? Or
for how long? For how long she's gonna do that?
Fair enough. Marcus, what do you got?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she did close up shop for him saying that stuff because what he said was pretty ridiculous. And if that's what it takes for him to figure it out, then that's what it's going to take.
I have a quick question. What was that movie that Spike Lee directed about? What's it called? Chirac? That he directed about Chicago? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to answer it and say that was actually the premise of that movie. And they say that that's some of the things that women would do back in our grandparents' days and stuff like that. So it is to prove a point. Hey, if you're not down for the cause, you're not getting any of the draws. I believe it.
Well, that's why you have prostitutes. All right, so
herpes.
That's another thing. She can't really do that because he's Michael fucking Vick. You think he can't find another piece of ass out there and he's supposed to be in Miami? Are you kidding me?
She'll get half of his money,
Are you kidding me?
Half of the money that he has to make from cooning. All right. Okay. Adolphus, the anniversary of Mike Brown's murder. What are your thoughts on that?
Still a travesty in America. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, allegedly they're trying to make a movie about that. Like, come on, man.
For what?
About Mike Brown's murder. Like,
for profit.
They're doing a documentary.
No, I heard they're trying to make a movie, like a movie.
Wow.
Like, damn, dude's body's barely even in the ground. Like,
that's insulting. That's insulting. Sorry.
You got your answer, L. All right, so shout out to the people real quick.
My sentence.
Go ahead.
About Mike Brown. Hey, read the book Nobody. It'll pretty much explain to you that if the police didn't kill Mike Brown, like he was doomed anyway, just living in that area. Yeah, like he didn't have a chance.
Shout out to Mark Lamont Hill. It's a great book. Very
interesting. It was a very good book.
I let Elle read it so she can get down with the cause. So shout out to everybody real quick. I just got caught up on Insecure, and I'm very disappointed in all y'all on the timeline who did not bring up this Tasha character.
Team Tasha.
Lord have mercy. Goodness gracious. Her name is Dominique Perry. That's all I need to say. Just Google Dominique Perry and you'll probably start watching Power. Like, I don't understand. Not Power, I'm sorry, Insecure. It's Tasha on Power's fine too. Shout out to East Orange. But this other Tasha, ooh, oh my goodness gracious. That's all I have to say about that. So, but yeah, I think we know everything. We had a couple other things, like we're gonna talk about the 6th anniversary of Watch the Throne. We could probably talk about that for an hour, so we'll probably get back to that. So again, if you listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, take a quick second to go rate and review. That's the main thing that will help us find other people and let us know we're doing well. Shout out to everybody that has reviewed. We appreciate it. You know, tell a friend. SoundCloud, same thing. If you have a hot take about the episode, jump in the comments. Let us know, hey, that was stupid, that was funny, that was trash. You know, we're thick-skinned. Again, that takes a second. Instead of wasting time putting out garbage Facebook posts and whack tweets, you know, leave us a comment.
Oh, and speaking of that, my bad. Before we wrap it up, shout out to Marlo Corleone again, who won the $100 giveaway that we did a couple weeks ago. I was gone, so I don't think you guys shouted him out last week. So shout out to
we definitely did. But
okay, well, shout out again, motherfucker.
Double shout outs to Poppin. Yeah, shout out to Tori. You're probably Tori shares everything we post. I appreciate that. You know, you don't know me from a dog in the yard, man. So I appreciate you holding it down for us, man. Shout out to Shut the Decoy talking cash money about Madden. You know, you got it, man. You're the best Madden player ever. So, you know, when we play, just take it easy on me, man. Just, you know, just let me participate. I just want to be a participation in this Madden, you know. Shout out to KJ, a Dallas kid, for doing the videos. Again, he's probably super good at Madden too. So I'm just out here trying to get better, man. Just show me the ropes, guys. Show me the ropes. Y'all got any shout outs? L-E-L, try DMs, L.
Leave my DMs out of this, you guys. Bueno, saludos mi gente dominicano. This weekend is our Dominican Festival here in Nueva York, so I just want to give a shout out to my people. It's about to be live. It's about to be lit. We're going to take over Manhattan, Washington Heights, stand up, because it's going to be real. That's all I got.
All right. Well, shout out to all our bilingual listeners.
Dominicano. It's going to be so loud. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so we appreciate y'all checking in. That's all we got. Adolphus, you about to say something?
Yeah, I definitely am. So shout out to the guy that just shouted out my ex-girlfriend. That's real cool. Real awkward.
Oh, I don't know what changed it. That's in the gossip.
First of all, I was not aware of this.
I've told you that like 2 times, man. What the?
Bro, I'll be paying attention to you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Look, I'm just saying.
Thanks, Tori, for your support.
Yeah, she's you know, shout out to everybody who holds us down, man. Go to the podcast on Apple and rate and review.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to Tori who when I broke up with her, she actually went through and unliked all of my pictures on Facebook and Instagram individually.
She had time.
She made the
time for that.
She made the time.
At least she didn't throw hot grits on you, bro.
Yo, look, let me shout out this fake ass, washed ass, corny ass nigga Jay-Z. I am sick of your shit, man. You in this 444. I'm tired of your shit. You know, I'll save it for next week. But yo, Jay-Z, fuck you, Jay-Z. I'm sick of your shit. I'm done.
You're disrespectful. You're being disrespectful.
You're not low. I see what you're doing.
It's time to cut off his mic. It's time to cut off his mic.
You're not slick.
Cut him off. Cut him off.
You ain't slick. You ain't slick. If I see you in the streets, it's gonna be problems.
You're not gonna see him in the streets. He's not in your streets no more. He don't go around there.
Money phone all day. Money phone.
Well, I muted myself. Damn, I'm tripping.
Whack ass nigga. Whack ass.
There will be no Jay-Z slander on this podcast.
Get on my nerves. Tired of you, Jay. I'm
tired of you. You see Ye?
I bet you won't say that shit in Brooklyn, though. I bet you won't say that shit in East New York, though.
Don't send the killers from my head.
I'm tired.
Just call me.
Call me.
Hey, the rock is over. The rock is over. Jay-Z ain't coming to Marcy, though. Jay-Z ain't gonna be there. What he gonna do?
I'll take you personally. I want to see you say that shit over there.
Wait till next week. Wait till next week. I'm gonna be like the Game of Thrones drag, and I'm just gonna fly through Marcy with a flamethrower and flame the shit out of Jay-Z. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
Hey, he's been muted. I'm sorry, we can't do this. We will not have this blasphemy on the committee podcast.
Ay, Dios.
We out. Peace.
One love. You can only ever have one love.